So in this video, my friends, I'm going to be showing you guys the easiest way to get that shiny Hawlucha. Look at that. You see that? I finally got it. And so we're going to start this video by catching it. If you enjoy this one, leave a like, subscribe for more. Let's go ahead and jump straight into this and not waste any time. I'm going to see which ball I should actually... I'm just going to put in a luxury ball. Look at this thing. Look at him. Look at him. I finally got him. Sorry, I'm really excited. I've been at this for a while trying to figure out the best method for you guys. And that's it. We got shiny Hawlucha. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it yourself. I'm going to throw him in my party here so you guys can see what he looks like walking around with us. I'm going to show you guys every single spawn location and let you guys know what are the best and worst methods here in this video. All right, so for the first Hawlucha spawn, we're going to go to Zone 3, Wild Zone 3, and we're going to go up here on this rooftop. This is going to be the first spawn. Again, I'll show you guys what my preferred spawn is, but to be thorough, I always like to show you guys every single possible spawn, at least the ones that I know of, and if you know of any more, please do let us know in the comments below. We're going to hang a left over here, and we're going to hop up onto this rooftop. We're going to make our way across here. And if this isn't here, by the way, if this is like a big ball of something, just hit it with a Pokemon move and it'll turn into a bridge. And you can see the Hawlucha's just kind of hanging out right there. So one of the areas that we could do is we could bench right here. So that means bench resetting. He's about within 50 meters. The problem is he's kind of obscured, right? It's because of the tree and the bushes there. Now, every Hawlucha spawn can also have Pidgeys. I don't mean these 3 Pidgeys. I mean literally the spawn where the Hawlucha is can be a Pidgey. So that guy can sometimes, not that. That guy could be a Pidgey sometimes, which is unfortunate. Again, this is a viable spot. You can bench right here using the bench method. If you don't know, basically benching means you reset by switching from the day to night cycle. If you don't know about shiny hunting, check out my guide, links in the description below. Now, of course, you can do this with the 8-Bit Do Pro 3 or any other macro controller. I have a guide for the 8-Bit Do Pro 3 in the description below, and also an Amazon affiliate link if you want to pick it up. But anyways, you can do that to AFK it. But the problem is, if you're going to do that, again, because there's a Pidgey spawn here, you're going to have to actually, it's going to be like a half AFK method. So you're going to kind of AFK, but you're still going to be present, or at least checking once in a while to make sure it's not just a Pidgey. And if it is, you can just knock out the Pidgey and keep benching, and it'll reset the Hawlucha. So this is going to be location number 1. Let me show you guys the second location. Okay, so for the next section, we're going to be going right by Zone 2 this time, right under the Season Canal. Saison is season in French. And we're going to go to the green sector. It's not vert, it's vert, however you want to pronounce it, depending if you're in France or in Canada. It doesn't matter. We're going to go up on this roof here. If we go on this side right here is where we can actually climb the rooftop. So you're going to climb all that. You're going to roto-glide from that platform right below, right there. And then you're going to climb up this ladder, come up here, and you can see the Hawlucha's just kind of hanging out right here on this rooftop. Now, on this rooftop, there's some benches down there. Technically, I think would be within a fit. Nah, might not be within a 50-meter radius. But either way, a lot of people are saying, you know, verticality does not factor in. So, for example, if there's a Pokemon on top of roof and you bench down there, it's not going to technically reset. I'm a little conflicted because I feel like I've had it happen at times. But this is where the Hawlucha is. There's not really a good way to kind of reset this Hawlucha. Yeah, technically, I think it will be within 50 meters, just within 50 if you bench here. Not the best method, but it's a location you can check if you'd like to. And sometimes maybe you'd want to rotate between locations, but I don't really recommend this location, you know, personally. So for this next one, we're going to be going over to Cafe Soleil, which is Sun Cafe. Again, giving you a little French lesson at the same time. We're going to spawn here. We're going to go up this hollow elevator. If you don't know, by the way, sometimes these are blocked with side missions. Just do the side mission and you're pretty much good to go. We're going to be going up here, top of the blue sector. Again, this is the bottom left corner of the map. And we're just going to make our way over there. So there's a couple ways we can get there. We can go through this side, or I guess we can go to the left as well, but it's probably easier to go to the right. And this one, from what I can see, there's not really any kind of benches close by, no fast travel spots. This one you could use the despawn respawn method, which means you just run away from the Pokemon to make it respawn, despawn, and then run close to make it respawn. It respawns when you're within 40 meters of the Pokemon, and it despawns when you're about 70 to 80 meters. So you can see it's right here up on the rooftop, just hanging out here, and there's not really any benches kind of close by. If you do the kind of despawn respawn method, again, to kind of get far enough away, you're gonna have to really sort of maneuver. What you're technically gonna have to do, and he's gonna be out of your line of sight, is drop down here, and you're just gonna run away about 70 or 80 meters down here, and then kind of back up here to try to get within 40 meters. It's not really that ideal, I guess you could say. Now, if we go up here and I was to fly across to that bench over there, I think that bench, if I recall correctly, is just within 50 meters. To get onto that bench, though, you got to kind of go on the other side. I think it's up here. There's a ladder and come up. Again, it's not really ideal. I don't recommend this spot personally, but I wanted to show you guys another spot and a couple ways you could do this spot if you so choose. And that brings us to my favorite location. Personally, the one where I personally did, you know, the most kind of hunting, which is here in Jaune Sector 7. Jaune is yellow. If you wanted to know, we're going to go to Cafe Kizuna, which I think is Japanese, not French. And we're going to go north to this hollow elevator right here to get onto this building. And you can see where I marked the location of the Pokemon. Now, let me explain this one, because this one is going to get a little tricky. We're going to go to the right over here. It's on that rooftop. That's where you seen me start the video, where I caught my shiny. You know that it works. And there's a bunch of shinies kind of hanging out here, but they're all kind of doo-doo. I just used a luxury ball and a Badoo. Literally doo-doo. And then there's fletchlings. Again, most of these are kind of doo-doo. But as you can see, there's a Pidgey spawn here, which is really annoying. Yes, I hear all the shinies. So the Pidgey is here. What I would do, what I try to do is just knock them out and then keep benching. Now this is where things get a little bit complicated, okay? You can't fully AFK this one either. And I was wondering for a minute if the benching method would work, because I kept doing it and that shiny just wasn't spawning. There's two ways you can do this. Number one, is to just run away. So for example, if I was to run, you can see where I'm marked here. If I was to run all the way down here, so I would go down about here, right? You don't have to climb up there, right about here. And then I would run back kind of over here. About 40 meters. You're probably going to go up to here because the Hawlucha can kind of spawn a little bit further than where my marker is, actually where that Pidgey is. Yeah, I really don't like the Pidgeys. Anyways, so again, you can just kind of run back and forth like this. You just run all the way back here and run forward. Now, can the macros work? I don't know. I don't think they could, because you would have to get a really kind of strange angle for running back and forth anyways. But again, you can just kind of run back and forth. There you go. You see Hawlucha right there. Actually, you know what? Another method would work is probably maybe just coming up to the tip of this building right here and then running back here. You might be able to do that like that as well. Yeah, there you go. So you can just run back and forth like that. And look, now it's an alpha. It would have been cool if it was a shiny alpha. So that's one method to kind of do it, or just kind of sleep at the bench over and over again. Flipping day-night cycle. Again, whatever method you're going to use. Well, okay, if you're running back and forth, obviously do check once in a while, because if a shiny Pidgey spawns there, that shiny's not going to despawn until like, you know, 10 more shinies spawn in. That's kind of how the shiny system works in here. All that to say, if there's a shiny Pidgey there, you're never going to rotate to a Hawlucha. So once in a while, you do have to check the Pidgey. For me, like I said, if I was benching, I would just sometimes just knock out the Pidgey. I don't know why, but sometimes when I was benching and the Pidgey started to spawn, I would find that the Hawlucha just wasn't spawning for some reason for a while. So I would just knock out the Pidgey, just keep benching, and then again, the Hawlucha would start spawning in again. So those are two different methods to do it here. Again, the benching does work for a fact, and of course, running back and forth, you know that works, because we just seen a Pidgey turn into a Hawlucha, and then a Hawlucha turn into an Alpha Hawlucha. And I'll do it one more time. You can see it should revert back to maybe like normal Hawlucha or another Pidgey. So that's pretty much how you get it done, my friends. Hopefully this helps you guys out. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more. Let me know if you have any questions. And now it's a Pidgey. I don't like those Pidgeys. And hopefully you get your shiny Hawlucha, which is really cool, man. I love the colors. Really cool. Hopefully you get it sooner than later. And check out all the other guides. Links in the description below. Till the next one. Game on. I'll see you guys later.